The Secret of the Silver Locket. High above the crashing waves, Melody lived in a castle that sparkled like a pearl. Though she had everything a princess could want, her heart always felt a strange pull toward the horizon. While others enjoyed the gardens, Melody spent her hours looking through the tall windows at the vast, blue unknown. She felt like a fish out of water, even though she had never truly been in it. Her father, King Eric, noticed her sadness. He often found her wandering near the edge of the castle grounds, staring at the massive stone wall that separated their home from the sea. "The ocean is dangerous, Melody," he would say softly, placing a hand on her shoulder. He wanted to keep her safe, but Melody felt as though the wall was keeping her from finding where she truly belonged. One afternoon, the tide receded further than usual, revealing a hidden cove beneath the shadow of the Great Wall. Melody scrambled down the rocks, her boots splashing in the shallow tide pools. Something caught the light, a glint of gold buried deep in the wet sand and tangled seaweed. She reached down, her fingers brushing against cold metal. It was a beautiful locket, shaped like a seashell and engraved with her own name. When Melody clicked it open, her breath caught. Inside was a moving image of a shimmering city under the waves, filled with spires of coral and glowing lights. "Atlantica," she whispered, the word feeling familiar on her tongue, though she had never heard it before. Melody knew she couldn't stay behind the wall any longer. With the locket tucked safely in her pocket, she found a series of jagged rocks that acted like a secret ladder. She climbed higher and higher, the salt spray misting her face. When she finally reached the top of the forbidden wall, the wind roared, and the true sea stretched out before her, wild and inviting. She climbed down the other side and sat upon a flat rock, letting the cold waves wash over her feet. For the first time in her life, the restless feeling in her chest vanished. She felt a deep, humming connection to the rhythmic pulse of the ocean. She was finally on the outside, and the water felt like a long-lost friend returning to greet her. Suddenly, a voice called out, filled with fear and urgency. "Melody, get back from the water." It was her mother, Queen Ariel. Ariel ran across the sand, her face pale as she reached for her daughter. She had spent years trying to keep Melody away from the shore, dreading the day the sea would call to her, just as it once had for her. Melody didn't move. Instead, she reached into her pocket and held out the golden locket. "I found this, Mother," she said, her voice trembling but firm. "It has my name on it, and it shows a world I've only seen in my dreams. Why didn't you tell me? Why does this place feel more like home than the castle?" Ariel took a deep breath, the fear in her eyes softening into a profound sadness. She realized she could no longer hide the truth behind stone walls. She sat down on the sand beside Melody, taking her daughter's hand. "I was trying to protect you from an old shadow," Ariel whispered. "But I forgot that the sea is also full of light. It's time I told you the truth about who I was and who you are." As the stars began to twinkle above, Ariel told Melody about the kingdom of Atlantica, about King Triton, and about the magic of the merfolk. Melody listened, enchanted, realizing that her heart hadn't been lost. It had just been waiting for the map to lead it home. Together they looked out at the moonlit waves, a mother and daughter finally sharing the secret of the sea.